Good day everybody, welcome to today's video. We're doing a gravy job. And what I mean by gravy job is that we're going to inspect the rear differential in my 2003 Jeep TJ that I rebuilt a few years ago with a Truetrac differential and 4.56 gears. I did the whole gear break-in, changed the oil, but I've never ever checked it since. So this would be a good opportunity to have a look at everything, see how the gears have been wearing, how is everything doing, is there going to be issues I need to look at. As soon as we dump the oil, we're going to find out. Now that we're underneath, this video is not going to relate to a lot of people because with the aftermarket differential inside, plus I got an aftermarket cover, this one has a drain, while your regular Dana 35 doesn't. Let's drop that plug and see how scary the oil is gonna look. Looks pretty clean still. We'll see it once it's finished draining and have a look in the pan. So any of you who've never seen a Detroit Trutrac, this is how it looks. It has been in my Jeep for approximately 4 years now, and it has been absolutely amazing. Having a look at the gears. Gears are looking pretty good. No chips, no nothing. If you notice on the differential cover, that is a reusable gasket, and I believe it is by a company called Lube Locker. I'll have to double check on that. Yeah, there we are. That looks alright. A little dirty, but whatever. There's the oil. Dump it in recycling. This is a better look of that gasket that you can reuse over and over again. It's actually really good. Don't be alarmed if you find metallic filings in your differential when you change the oil. It is gears, they do wear, and however, if you start seeing chunks like rollers or something like that when you change the oil, then you got some serious problems. But right now, that little bit, not too concerned about. Let's clean up this cover and get it back on. This plug is an MPT thread. My fingers are so greasy here. Trying to get this thread tape on. Person should throw some thread tape on. If you know anything about MPT threads, is that you don't go crazy when you're tightening them, because if you go super tight, you're going to stretch those threads, and then you're going to keep on stretching them every time you take it out and put it back in, because it's a tapered thread, right? So we're just gonna spin this in. I feel that's nice and snug, probably right about there. And then of course you can see on this side, that's where it came through. Having a drain plug in the differential is definitely a pretty good thing. It's less of a mess for sure, especially with regular covers. As soon as you bust it and differential oil goes everywhere. This way it's a controlled drain. Let's get that cover back on and get this thing filled up. Now, most cases, since I got the special gasket, if you were going to use a silicone, you'd have to make sure this surface is 100% clean. Otherwise, the silicone won't create a seal because of the oil. Gonna use my Milwaukee 3/8 gun, setting number 1, so we don't strip them out. Now we're ready to fill the differential, and I'm going to use some 75-140. Now I'm going to be the first one to say this before someone else points it out. Someone else who knows, for the Detroit Trutrac differential, you're not supposed to use synthetic fluid, because the Trutrac relies on the coefficient of friction for it to work properly. However, in today's society, it's getting harder and harder to find dinosaur oils, as everything, especially around here, seems to be synthetic or a synthetic blend. That being said, I've used synthetic since it's been installed, and I haven't had any issues. It seems to work really good for me. So how it would work without a synthetic oil, I don't know, but it works fantastic for me. So now let's get this filled up. Pumps work awesome, but for differential fluid, you gotta go nice and slow. Otherwise the pump will slip on itself. Then we're gonna have fresh oil in this girl. Yeah, that's exciting. Well, that's it. That's all. It's time to shut her down. I'm going to end the video there of the rear differential change in a Dana 35. I'm actually pretty happy the way it turned out. With the gear rebuild, I was expecting to be a lot more metallic filings, but there wasn't. It was actually less than the amount that I had figured, so that makes me happy. The gear pattern on the gears looks alright. No worries there. The Detroit Trutrac is, man, it's been awesome. You know, positive things to say. If you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll see you in the next video.